Hello everybody all over the world. Welcome to a very festive high GPS number 369. Today's episode, none other than the weapon that I designed but didn't make the model for, the WASP Launcher, which is currently in the creators.tf ecosystem. So that is pretty cool. If we just have a quick look at the weapon stats, you'll see that this weapon is actually kind of interesting in more ways than I had really anticipated. So if we go over to the monitor here, you can see that this is their stats. So it's higher explosion radius, less damage, but it's not much, it's just 10%, and then 20% slower projectile speed. So this weapon is going to feel a bit more sluggish, for sure. But before we get into that, because that's what this episode is going to be about, like how this weapon works and what you can do to get the most out of it. I just like the reason I'm so festive today is because I have a friend who's been on the show before. She doesn't play games, but she decided to paint some stuff, and I shared this on Twitter, but I want to share this with you guys. She made this ornament, and it's me. That is so cool, and I got this is like this is like the only holiday decorations I own for Christmas, or as I call it, Yule, which is, you know, a wheel. We celebrate the year, which is a wheel, and it's starting over again. Where this Jesus guy birthday came from remains a mystery to us all. Yes. So just to give you an example of the impact of this. So if you take a look at the splash radius, so this is just a static image that I have here. So this is the, let's see here. So this is the regular rocket launcher. You can see where you don't hit the soldier or the sniper, but the WASP does. You can also see that the WASP does less damage, but not like from the mid-range. You can see it actually does more. Like around the pyro, it does just a little bit more because the explosion radius is larger, but you do less damage. However, in this situation, the WASP does a total of 359 damage per rocket at this distance, while the rocket launcher only does 298. So that's almost like, that's like around 60 damage, if I'm not totally mistaken, where it just does more damage just by hitting more people. So it's definitely more sluggish, but it has the effective potential to be a lot more powerful in those hands. So we have some submissions today, and I had to do a lot of, yeah, that's right. Oh, damn it. I have to do a lot of trickery to get this to work because the weapon was updated by the freaking curators guys. And yes, okay, so everything is cool for now. And then I have to give, because it causes errors when viewing the thing. So let's just get into the first demo here for the review. We don't have that many demos today, so let's just get going. Yes, so we're just gonna load up the first demo and we're gonna see exactly how this goes. So this weapon pairs best with backpacks, in my opinion, but that isn't necessarily always true. So I'm gonna have a look at that as well. And before we really get into today's episode, because it's all of the holiday seasons, and I'm always giving away items and stuff. If you look in the description below, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching this live, you better stick around to the end so you don't miss it. But I don't ask for much, but in this case I will ask for something. Or basically, oh well, first of all I'm going to ask play balance mod, of course, balanceMod.tf, but then also TF2, they added the only skin that I like. So I'm going to be a total beggar and just ask people to give me this because I really want it. Or not give me this. It's a festive season, so it's like a gift. So play balance mode first, and if you have some laying around that you're not going to get rid of, or you get them later, please send them my way. And that's is this Glacier Glazed is like the best war paint. So if you have anything laying around and you just want to get rid of it and give it away, because I'm always giving it away. It's like, you know, you could do that. Total, like I have no shame. Anyway, I fast forwarded too far in the video, so I'll have to go back some ticks and do that again. So yeah, Glacial Glaze is the only skin that I think looks good. The rest is not interesting. It can just be, doesn't have to be strange. could just be normal, but it has to be factory new though, because I'm gonna collect whatever weapons I use. And I think it works really good. And I'm already in Christmas spirit, so why wouldn't you give me what I asked? All right, so starting us off, finally, 5 minutes in, yeah. We have Robson here. He's going to be using the panic attack along with this hero weapon. So this is Thunder Mountain, my favorite map. And he's just going to be spamming some rockets, and that is basically this weapon. Spamming some rockets. Because the rockets are slower, they're easier to dodge for the enemy. And he's also not using a backpack, so he doesn't have to, you know, camp as much as other people do. But here we have an interesting situation where he shoots a rocket, and you can see he hits both of them for nearly the same. And then he kills the medic, and I'm not sure he would have been able to kill the medic in just 2 rockets from this distance with that amount of aim mistakes. I think that's pretty fine. So he jumps into another soldier, brings out the escape plan, and he has the panic attack, which just deletes him. And then he makes some sort of a mistake here, because he's kind of low in health, so sure, he goes and grabs this, checks that he has reloaded everything. And instead of maintaining the high ground advantage and grabbing this health kit, he just goes down, but doesn't look at the cart, and then just kind of this engineer just kills him, and they kill each other, and they both die. So nobody won there, except Robson, because he had the freaking WASP, right? The freaking WASP, which is pretty good. So that was the first user submitted ones. We're gonna go and have a look at the second one as well. Please give me the glacial glazed. Just gonna be reminding you throughout this entire time. So yeah, this is Karma's camera, and it's playing on a bit more common map, the Barn Blitz Pro, which we don't play on anymore on the balance mod because it's really, like, the last point isn't good for red, it's just good for blue. But here, situations like these where you can just shoot rockets and just try and hit something with the splash, it's kind of what you want to do with this weapon. And you can just kind of hang out, do some shots, wait for a banner, and then go in. So what you're lacking right now is quick damage, because the rockets are slower, and they do less damage unless there's, like, you know, a lot of players clustered together. So there's like some amount of critical mass of players where this weapon just gets exceptionally better. But then below that number, it's actually quite worse. So it depends on what the enemies are doing. Like if the enemies are really clustering up and bunkering up together, like a lot of sentry nests and stuff, this weapon can be good to get some damage done. But you'll pretty much lose every single 1v1 you ever engage in with like other soldiers or classes with high time to kill, because the rockets are slower and they do less damage, and also if you miss more, they do less damage as well. And especially if you run backwards, they're going to do even less damage because of the travel time of the rocket and how damage is calculated. Because with Soldier, the closer you are to the enemy at the point of explosion, the more damage you do. So here we can see it in effect where he's finally been able to gain a charge, and he's just been spamming rockets. So he's basically in the support role here. Gets in, has the crits, and he doesn't even, like, he sees like the foot of someone, shoots, and then gets a kill. And then goes on to bother some snipers. And then we got some funky little bug here, where it's like a mixture of the WASP and the Liberty Launcher, which is what we use as a placeholder before we give the stats on the weapon swap in the creators.tf, as well as the balance mod that runs creators.tf content as well. And then he just kind of goes back to just doing this sort of spammy thing, and you can see it works pretty well for just building that their banner. So the counterplay to doing this is not to stand in the blast zone and just run in and kill him. But right now he's pretty well protected, and of course this part is pretty brutal. If the enemy team has like 3 snipers, that's not getting kills, which the red team has. I think if the blue team had, or sorry, the blue team has the useless snipers, but if the red team had equal amount of useless snipers, they would be an advantage, because it's easier to defend as a sniper than it is to attack. Not against other snipers, but other classes in general. You can see here, he actually gets quite a bit of damage done. He probably hit the medic back there as well because of the splash radius. It's actually bigger than it looks because we're not able to alter the effect, and then he actually empties himself out completely. And the blue team has been completely unable to do anything about this unpenetrable defense except play power classes and just attack whenever. So top fragger next to the engineer, pretty good there by Karma's camera. We're gonna go on and look some more of him, because he did submit a lot of this stuff. And one thing you'll see you can do with this weapon that you can't really do with other rocket launchers is shoot the ceiling, because of the larger explosion radius. I've seen a lot of you guys actually do that, and that's kind of one of the things that you can do with this weapon. So this is one of the custom maps. This is, forget what it's called, but it's this map. We've played it sometimes. We keep it in and out of rotation. It's not the worst. It's okay. It's not like amazingly good either. But here we're gonna see some interesting plays, right? So here, you can see that the enemies are coming out of this top area here, and actually if you shoot the ceiling, you'll be able to hit who's standing there from the low ground. So that is something that the soldier normally struggles with, is shooting up. Like shooting down, yeah, sure.
Easy operation.
So
easy.
Oh, it's so easy. It maps synthetic. Thank you, Karma, who's in the chat. Like, unless you have the Liberty Launcher or the direct hits, hitting people reliably upwards is pretty difficult. But here, if there's a ceiling, you can actually land them a bit more consistently depending on the ceiling's height. Like here, he can actually shoot up and hit the ceiling, which is kind of like another design of the weapon, which incorporates the, like here, you can just shoot, and if there's someone below that, you will actually hit them. You won't hit them for much, but you will hit them for something, and that might be enough to kind of just get them to turn around and get back. So it pairs really well with crits and buff banner and mini crits, that sort of thing, because of it only has minus 10% damage. So that's definitely something you can use for a zoning tool, especially for inside use. So it's actually pretty good. So, like here you can see we can get a couple of shots off on the thing. And it's working all right. I mean, its teammates are dying, but it's not the biggest of pressure situations. So yeah, standing back, spamming. That's kind of what you do with this weapon. Standing back and spamming. Your support role, you can't really use this to push well, unless the enemies are like super clustered together. Then you'll just be missing out. And one thing that's really good about this though is that it can throw off Pyro's timings with this sort of stuff, which can be pretty good. You know, messing up their reflex and stuff. So yeah, overall, this weapon works great for just a brainless kind of spammy time. Look there, getting a kill that far away with someone that was really low. So you can definitely get the catch on someone. You can see like when the heavy was crouching, couldn't really hit him until he was a little bit closer. So there's like some fine margin there. So you can just think of the applications. There's like some maps where there's usually a lot of players. Like think of upwards first when you're attacking. There's like this, you know, on the left side for blue team, there's like this little hut that people stand around in. And you can just kind of spam rockets up there and kind of bully whoever's there out right from spawn. So yeah, a bit of a different approach than the regular rocket launcher. You can see is just shooting the ceiling, because that's like the only reliable way he'll be able to hit that soldier, and it's pretty good. He was able to get like 60 damage off of him. But he's actually lacking like mid-range pressure, like because he doesn't have a shotgun, so that's also something to be wary about. Because what you can do against this weapon is, once again, very easily just kind of out-position the rockets, and you can kind of zone them so he can't really hit him, because the rockets are slower, easier to dodge, and yes, they will do some damage, but that damage is going to be very little. And yeah, keep on going. Let's see here. Yeah, here we go. Here's another mini crit going in with Crit's Krieg as well, and I don't think the blue team has so much answer for this. Like you can just miss crazy like that, and it's fine. And I do think they're going to capture here, so. Yeah, Pyro's even missing the reflex. There we go. 3-1. There we go. Karma's camera, top fragging. Once again, 18 points. Cool people have 18 points, which was all 3 of the best players on red. So that was just kind of to showcase that you can use it to shoot up, and you will actually get some results for it. But you do have to hit the ceiling. Works pretty good. So yeah, I'm basically promoting a spammy, brainless style. Well, yes. Actually, it is kind of that, because a beggar's bazooka is just so much more brains in comparison. but like it's because it also means you can hit people around corners a lot more. So it means that when people are really camping behind sentries, you can kind of pressure the engineers a lot more. So it works great against those sentry nests as well. So this is Payload Race Pipeline, you know, everybody's favorite map when it comes to things. So yeah. Yeah, like the only way to really counteract that the rockets are slower is just to spam them and just throw them around. And that's really, really it. So here, using snipers to farm for points. And then just using this other soldier as well. I think this demo got bugged when I loaded it. Well, that's fine. We can have TF2 on ice, it doesn't matter. So going forward here, and we're just gonna see the power of the splash damage on this thing. Because it is good. Oh! Look at that. Don't even feel at minus 10% damage. Because it does more damage than the Liberty Launcher. That's for sure. But not a lot of people use it because of the slower rockets. They're kind of sluggish and it's going to be a bit difficult to, like, you know, air shot or something with that. It's definitely possible. Now let's see that happen right now. People are asking in the chat if there's like any reworking the cow mangler. I think it's fine the way it is. It's like a weapon that's both good and bad against the sentry. Singular. Like the balance mod, we're reworking and changing vanilla weapons, but the creators not so much. So this is Karma's camera once again. No, sorry, this is Burning Arrow. The previous one was Burning Arrow as well. Excuse me. I looked wrong in the list. So yeah, so this is whatever this map's called. He's gonna bully some people off the high ground. This is one of the maps that was in being creators for quite a while. So it's just gonna go around here and refill, re-pick up everything. And you can see here, like at this sort of distance, it's kind of hard to really put on any pressure, especially against like snipers and stuff, because they have more time to react to your rockets. So it's just gonna put down some pressure, kill that sentry gun, and then stay with this team. So you are taking on the more support role with this. And you can also see, like in that sort of engagement, you kind of just have to go out because the demo man can just basically surf away from your rockets and is more safe. And can put on more pressure and kill you before you can take him. And then even though, like you see he hit the medic there because of the slower rockets, the medic actually landed. Oh! The air shot though! The air shot though, Pablo 26, more like Pablo 26 seconds to respawn, am I right? Hey, got him! Anyway. So, what you can also do with this weapon, or kind of what you have to do with this weapon if you're running this, is to kind of do long-range spam to build banner. That's basically it. Just non-committal, a lot of spam. You're not really committing much, but if the enemy team is struggling to attack, then you can definitely use this as well. Like we have a pyro here, a couple of pyros. We have Burning Arrow just kind of looking all over the place, finally taking the roof. You don't even have to see that you're hitting stuff right here. So he hit a rocket, or missed a rocket, because they just ran forward and escaped the larger blast radius. And the shooting around corners is really, really effective. You'll hit a lot more. That's also part of the design. So yeah, just hiding behind here, and oh, here we go. Buff banner. It's probably one of the better combinations with this weapon, because the mini crits, oh my god, it's good. So you can miss by a lot and still like that. We shot someone, do we kill someone, do we see who it is? No, it doesn't matter, we can just kind of shoot it out willy-nilly. But even with the mini crits, we did about a rocket's worth of damage there. So here we go, look at this. Look at the amount of splashers. Well, we hit something, they ran away. But that's kind of ideal for us. Like, look at this. Just a couple of rockets, landing, hitting, doing double damage. Probably would have hurt more of them with just a regular rocket launcher, or hurt one of them more, but here we hurt both of them somewhat. And they're not. And there's also someone in the corner there, so we can just kind of spam down that corridor. And there's not much they can do about it other than just get away and maybe just attack you at any point in time. But I think in this situation, Burning Arrow could have played literally anything, and the other team wouldn't have won because they haven't been on the point once, and we haven't seen a single Uber and the pyros are running backwards when attacking, which is the opposite direction of where we want to go. And they're also like running into heavies and soldiers going from the low ground, not rocket jumping, so. And he also didn't tough frags, because I guess that was someone else. So yeah. I mean, this weapon is not complicated, all right? It's pretty easy. So far, we've seen some good usage of this, but we're gonna see one now, which is pretty bad. All right, it is pretty bad. If it loads. I think the reason a lot of people don't run this is that they don't know it exists or they have forgotten about it. So yeah, this is gonna be E defeat. He's gonna be our scrub lord of the episode where he just can't do anything. So shoots a rocket, pyro with the hot hand, which is the power jack and the balance mod. Just takes 28 and actually just kind of runs away. And then no ceiling. Slower rockets, that means you can't hit those soldiers. It's impassable. So you kind of have to back out of there. So that's also one of the downsides. You know, if there's no ceiling, no ground, and you're fighting against other soldiers, you will lose. All right, so here we are, going around the side. So he hits the demo for 48. And then he has to back out of there because there's a lot of splash coming. Actually hurts himself. And he's putting on some pressure. Didn't get anything, so he's been shooting a lot of rockets. Not really connecting with anything because there's nothing around the corner. Because the rockets are so slow. You can't really push with this weapon either. But here comes the pyro and he like misses. And then the pyro just kind of closes in and he hits the medic and then he just kind of dies. And that's it. Not the worst example of how things can go really, really poorly. But definitely in lower player situations when you just aren't spamming at a group of players. Then you'll definitely feel the hurt of this weapon where you won't get the kill and they will kill you before your rockets land and you're just having a hard time. So even though it's like kind of brain dead and spammy, it scales horribly the less players are around. So if you're like in a scrappy mid fight and you're like the only guy left, you're not gonna be able to do much. So this is going to be the last of the user submitted ones before we go on to my, and then we're going to round it up. So we're still looking at Karma's camera, and he's just staying here. So this is also a pretty good spot to be in, you know, on the fence, and there's like a couple of guys here. You can like hit a rocket, and he also hits the spy and the scout, kills the spy and the scout. They're dead. And then you can just kind of spam inside the spawn just to build that banner, which he does, and then really go for the greedy one shot to just kind of build the banner. He does, and gets the banner, and then he's like, okay, well, kind of have to back out here. Can't really pressure this anymore. And there we go. Oh, the banner bros. Conch plus buff banner with any kind of rocket combination equals the enemy just fucking dies, all right? But yeah, I don't think this weapon works really well with the conch, considering the rocket speed. I haven't really tested that much, but I do think you run almost as fast as the rockets, making for some really strange timings. And because this rocket also fires slower, it's going to be slightly off with your rocket jumping timing. So your rocket jump's going to be way off with this. It takes some getting used to, which is also sort of like a downside, this like sluggish nature of it. But yeah. That's just kind of what I wanted to show here. Of course, this is another game where the blue team is totally inept and able to push, and Karma's camera, he just kind of hangs around in the back and does that. So I'll have to change some files in order to view my demo so it doesn't just say big error. We did have some fun bugs when we played with the creators plugins where they have this new gift plugin, and a side effect of some of the logic that plugin is using caused projectiles like pipes and stickies and rockets to just go through the map, like through geometry, like it didn't care about collisions at all except for players. And when I re-looked at my demos, like almost half of my demos were like my rockets just like going through the stage. And so I decided to not really include that because it wasn't really that interesting. It's like, oh, but isn't it funny? It's like, yeah, check out the previous video. There's like a whole 10 seconds of that. So let's hope I did everything right and it doesn't show a big error, because that would make me look really stupid.
What?
Yeah, what? Me? Stupid? No. No, I don't even, I'm not stupid. I don't even have a channel dedicated to that. All right, here we go. So this is on Coldwater, map that one of our guys modded and made. So this is going to be one of those situations where actually running it with battalions backup gives more results just because we're on attack. So blue team are attacking, and of course red team has a lot of stuff. And like I said, this weapon scales greatly when there's like clusters of dudes like this. So this is actually my second life. In first life, we basically rolled from first to last, and I didn't die once, but it wasn't really that interesting. But it's more interesting here. So I don't really have a lot of staying power, and it doesn't seem that the enemies are aware of that. Like, they could literally just put on some pressure. But we do have buff banner coming in, which I can use to kind of go in, and we have this nice bug where I'm just having my pretend rocket launcher. Some nice stuff here. Just gonna go in and try to get rid of this here sniper, and maybe get the scout too. Well, he gets away, and then we just kind of survive, go back, reload, and try to build another banner. So, like here, it is absolutely amazingly good. We can just kind of chill here and just shoot rockets, and look at all the stuff we're hitting. We're just hitting so much. Just 10% less damage for that? Yeah, sure, I'll take that. And then that was a rocket that just kind of vanished with the bug, because this is where the bug started happening. And people were like in the chat being like, hey, my rockets are going through the ground or something. So then we have another banner. We're gonna decide to go in and try and push. Of course, shooting up when there's no ceiling is pretty hard, so I tried to hit that stuff behind, and then not the greatest of results, very low in health. Kind of just have to stay around here and heal back up. Trying to shoot upwards, managed to hit a demo that literally just walks into the rocket launcher, or the rocket coming. Still have pretend rocket, it's there, I promise. It is working as intended. And then I'm just gonna bother this engineer and this dispenser. Scout coming in, and he could actually kill me, but he decides to back off when the other soldier comes in as well, so that was a 2v1 situation there. But if he had stayed, I would have been absolutely screwed. And then the dispenser is gone. We're just doing some more spam here as our team puts on more pressure on the cart, and that kind of forces the red team to really, really focus on the cart. And then we're almost out of ammo because we've just been spamming so much. We almost have another rage meter ready to go. Gonna come in here, take care of that sniper again. And then you can see here, we don't really have a lot of damage to go on. So we kind of have to back out. So like I said, here it shows that it's not great for like pushing and sustaining. But our team's been pushing and stuff, and we just decided, hey, we can go in here, and this was a nice little bug. Look at the payload. I don't think this is supposed to normally happen, so where it just kind of just bounces around like this. See, it seems kind of light for a payload. All right, but yeah. That is going to be the WASP Launcher episode, so hopefully you got to see. It's not a very complex weapon that requires a lot of thought and super tight precision strategies and execution, but it serves a purpose, and it has some weaknesses, and it has some strengths, so definitely if the enemies are clustering together, it's definitely like a good alternative to playing Demo Man, for sure. Right, so if you're watching this live, this will be available real quick, which is right now. If you're watching this in the past on YouTube, you can check the description in the video for the link to the raffle where I'm gonna be crafting a lot of weapons now. So remember, the offer still stands that you can gift me the glacial glazed skin because I think it's really cool. And I will also be giving away in the raffle some skins that I unboxed that are not mine. So I'll be giving away this one, and I think this hat, because it's Christmas, we give away. So I give away to you, and you give to me, and it's all good, yeah? Cool. And for those of you who are new, we always do raffles on the High GPS show. It's just not something we do. Well, it's something we do all the time, but since this is Christmas, we're going to do a bit more. So I'm going to be crafting some hats, which are going to be crafted by me, and they're all going to be in this raffle. So this is going to be the mega Christmas raffle, because this is also the last High GPS ever. Dun, dun, dun. Yes, it means that the show called High GPS is going to end on 369. But the concept of reviewing demos and reviewing weapons and stuff, we're still going to do that. We're just not going to call it High GPS. We're just going to call it something else that's not stupid. So 369 episode of a dumb name now comes to an end. but the show continues on in another form. Cool. So with that out of the way, let's get to crafting some hats, boys. Are you ready for some hats, boys? Cool. So I'm not sure how many I'll craft. I think I got 60 refined. Yeah, sure. Why not? I'll craft for all of it. How about that? So we got the person in the iron mask. It's gonna be given away. And then we also have clan pride. Ooh, that is a good one. Good medal for your clan. We also have those in the balance mod. Ooh, tools of the trade. Ooh, that's pretty good. Tools of the trade. That's a nice one. Ooh, solid Sanic for spy and sniper. That's good. That's pretty decent. Oh, dude, we're getting good hats today. I gotta say, we're getting some good hats for you guys. Oh, the festive season. I almost won that one for myself. The All-Father, you know, Christmas heavy. I mean, oh well, the All-Father is like all class, but like we can have like look at this. Then don't I have like a Christmas? Yeah, we have like Christmas Girl, and we have like, what else do we have that's like Smithmas based? Smiths. Oh, whoops. I did have like you know, holiday hat. Like, did I have a Santa hat? Oh no, it's on the other account. Fuck. Oh, this one then. Yay! Cool. So we'll be giving away that for sure. Thank you so much for the donation. Brave conscript. Pretty good. So yeah, All-Father will be giving away craftable. Dude, I so want that for myself. But you know what? You guys deserve it, because I hope at least I get one glacial glazed weapon, which is like, you know, this. I'm just gonna show it again here. God, I feel like such a cop out. But yeah, you know, glacial glazed. Oh, look at this. It's so good. Factory new. Has to be factory new. Collecting that. Anyway, back to crafting. We're going to craft more stuff for you guys to enjoy. Here we go. Here's a well-rounded rifleman. Now, that's a good hat. I wish I used to use that for a little bit, but it's not crafted by me. Oh, this one sucks. Sucks to be. That's basically like finding coal in your Christmas decorations. Ooh, the big man of campus. Better paint that green, that lime green, that ugly green. These are not good, but they'll do. They'll do absolutely fine. Oh, another well-rounded rifleman. Looks like someone's gonna be rifleman twin brothers. And then we have the man in slacks. Oh, do I want this as well? Oh, look at this, good pant. You guys are getting all the stuff for Christmas. You have the well-rounded. God, this is good for you guys. I want this. I want that myself, but it's for you. It's for all of you. It's for all y'all. All you guys. This is Western wear. Yeah, it's decent. It's okay. Ooh, that one's cool for Demo Man. Let's see what else we get. We get the funny one for Pyro. That is pretty good as well. We're gonna give away this next one. Ooh, Promenade Prince. Yeah, look at that nice haircut. Yes. I'm just gonna craft all my metal. There's some metal I had to serve for myself. Oh, look, it's the Edgelord for the spy. Yes. So we haven't had too many duds. This one is distinguished. Yes. There we go. This one is Rimmed Raincatcher. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. And then we got the Battle Bob. This one's funny. See, here we go. Ooh, seeing double. That's some cool glasses. And then, yeah, it's only one more. This is the last hat of the Giant Smithmas. It's the Pro Sniper hat, which I used to wear when I was tryharding. So yeah, I think it was pretty good. I mean, these are all the hats that we got. So pretty good stuff, I have to say. Well, there's some. We got two of these. So this one sucks and this one sucks. And the rest is okay. God, I want to keep these. But yeah, I'm going to be giving those away. Raffle will be in the stream chat in a moment. And then after that, we'll be playing some balance mod on the Norwegian server for sure. I'll be streaming that for a little bit. So be sure to queue up using our play.balancemod.tf. And this is where the video is going to end. For the next topic, I'll let you know in January. So going on a winter break, Enjoy the holidays, your time off, whatever, your existential crisis when you realize that you haven't done all you should have, or you didn't do the thing that you could have done, but you did something else instead, or you didn't do it. Like you thought about doing it, but then you didn't. And then you just think about it before going to bed, and it like keeps you up, and it's like it just bothers you, but no matter how much you think about it, like you can't change it. But because you can't change it, you keep thinking about like, what if time travel is real? What if I could like go back in time and like fix the thing that I didn't do and then just do it anyway? And then you think about like parallel universes where you think about what you did there. I do that all the time. Good Yule.